Actually, you're full of something else. You are a sniveling little suck-up sellout full of suffering succotash, son! Suffering succotash! 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 Suffering succotash!
Wait, don't go in there. He's doing his podcast.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of the Successfully Failing podcast. I am the one and only, the man who ain't shit, Danny. I'm here with the one and only mayor, ambassador, dictator of Hug City.
Fuck that dictator shit. Out of here with that. It's all love in Hug City.
We're here with Chris. Okay. And free my homie Nick. Nick is off somewhere in the lands of Saskatchewan or something like that. So yeah, we're back. Another episode. We're gonna talk about something everybody's been eagerly anticipating. The 2018 Royal Rumble. Yeah. But before we get into that, I want to shout out the Successfully Failing sponsors. One in which is Comic BarCon, an event that sounds exactly what it sounds like. I mean, it is what it sounds like. Comic-Con at a bar. It's going down on February 10th at the Nutty Irishman in Long Island from 12 to 7 p.m. Free admission. You know, there's going to be art, there's going to be music, there's going to be cosplay. Let's try to keep it 21 and up, but everyone is welcome. And Chris is blowing in the background. And also, shout out to our other sponsor, Sunset Park Tattoo Studio. It's in Sunset Park, Brooklyn, 476 47th Street. If you want some tattoos, go get some tattoos. Yeah. I'm fucking tired, man. I played rock band. I can't do it like I used to anymore. I feel like an old man. But anywho, how's your day, X?
Just whatever.
Okay, that sounds eventful. Alright, so we usually do our prediction, whatever videos, closer to the event, but we felt like doing it today, so we're gonna do it today. So yeah, 2018 Royal Rumble. This is one event that it's one of the WWE's big four. And I think I feel like I look forward to this more than I do WrestleMania.
Well, I see why. I mean, it kicks off WrestleMania season. I mean, Royal Rumble used to be fun.
Yeah. I mean, sometimes we get our cool moments. We haven't really got them lately. But that's one thing where surprises usually do go down. So, that's one reason why I look forward to it. It tends to go under the radar too with some of the matches that come before the Royal Rumble. No matter how big the world title matches are, they kind of get put under the shadow of the actual Royal Rumble event. So like you can have like a super anticipated title match and it's still going to be overshadowed by the Rumble. But I don't know, it's like despite the fact we haven't really got great Royal Rumbles recently. I mean, you could go back maybe the one before Roman Reigns, the one before he won it. Like that was solid. The Roman Reigns one, that wasn't the one that Daniel Bryan lost in. Well, he lost in it, but it was last year's. That's the one that like everybody got hyped. They thought he was gonna win. Or was that?
I think that was 2 years ago.
Okay, so that was, anyways, whatever. But yeah, whatever. It hasn't been the same the last couple of years. Last year we had a shit ending. But like we usually get some cool surprises.
We had a shit ending for like 3 years.
3 years, but before
3
that,
years in a row.
we've had some. Well, the
Wait,
one.
Okay, wait. First it started with Batista, then
Yeah.
Roman Reigns, then Randy Orton, right?
Randy Orton, yeah.
Who was before Batista?
Roman Reigns didn't win it twice, right?
No. He was the finalist.
Was it?
Probably
Cena?
was John Cena,
Cena,
or,
'cause, yeah, it
or
was-
Del Rio
I think it was Cena, because that was
to fight The Rock.
that was the year he won to
Okay,
beat
then
the
before
Rock.
that should be Del Rio then.
Yeah, but that one that John Cena won, I mean, like I remember it came down to, I think it was him, Sheamus,
Him and Ryback.
but wasn't it like him, Sheamus, Ryback at one point?
Oh, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was.
That should have been Ryback's to win.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
Yeah. That was probably the last exciting one, even though the outcome was kind of bummis. But anyway, so let's run down this match card before we get to the big events of the night. And I say events because that's something I'll get to in a little bit if you don't already know. All right, so okay. All right, so one of the matches we have is the Raw Tag Team title match between Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan versus Sheamus and Cesaro. Wait, this has to be old, because isn't Sheamus hurt?
No.
Oh, he's still wrestling?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought he had an injury that was going to possibly sideline him for forever.
That's like Samoa Joe, you probably don't know.
No. They said Sheamus had the same thing that sidelined.
Well, that's something I never heard of.
Yeah, Chris, help.
What?
It says here, this might be old, Sheamus and Cesaro are still a tag team?
Yeah, they still, yeah.
Oh, I thought Sheamus was...
No, he's still. I mean, he's supposedly he has that same injury that Paige has.
Oh, yeah, okay, so I see. More, yeah, so... that's
Wait,
weird.
Sheamus got that same injury as Paige?
Mm-hmm.
That career-ending injury?
Yeah. And he's still gonna wrestle, which is weird.
Well, if he is, that's going to be his last match then.
Yeah, I thought his last match was already, but whatever, yeah, so that's...
Because they promoted the shit out of that match, yeah, that's probably going to be his last match then, if he have that same... Oh, out of there, Sheamus.
That's a disaster, because, like, Seth Rollins...
That's like 4 wrestlers that have that.
Yeah. I mean, that Saint Stone Cold was one of the... He was sidelined from the same thing, similar, kind of-ish.
Yeah, Edge went out like that.
Tyson Kidd, too, right?
Oh, yeah, Tyson Kidd.
Yeah, that's
went out
crazy.
like that, Paige.
But that's something you can't control. But
So probably Sheamus is going to take a nap the whole match and not take a bump.
big bump, yeah. Cesaro's gonna lose his teeth again. But yeah, so it is okay. So it's Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins and Jason Jordan, who are the current champs, versus Cesaro and Sheamus. Which that whole entire match is a mess only because Ambrose is hurt, so that took him out of the equation. That squashed the whole Shield thing, which I'm actually happy about. And yes, Sheamus, this is probably his last match. So one can only assume that Jason Jordan and Seth Rollins are going to retain and beat Sheamus and Cesaro, which is a shame because, I mean, a lot of people had their reservations about Sheamus, but I think, honestly, I've always been a fan of him, especially when he's heel. But him and Cesaro, that tag team is...
I think that's like the best Sheamus his whole career.
Yeah. It's crazy because like that was just one of those ragtag tag
Because
teams.
Sheamus has been nothing but boring.
I like him as a heel, but yeah, the way they book him is horrible, and that's WWE's fucking fault.
Wait, was Sheamus just working out and everything? What kind of... I don't know. Well,
Yeah, that's what I heard. I remember hearing that. Unless it got downgraded, or maybe they're just not trying to sell it for now. I don't know. It's weird. But
Okay, yeah, he's been dealing with a neck injury for months. All right.
yeah, so this might be his final.
It's not his final thing. Because, I mean, if he's doing it for months and he's still at it right now, that's fine.
I mean, I'd hope not, because I want to see Sheamus and Cesaro continue to roll together. I mean, because we all know Cesaro is not going to get a legit push till and if Vince ever fucking goes.
He's
So
not gonna get that.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. So as long as Vince is there, he's not going to get that push. So, but anyways, yeah. So Sheamus and Cesaro more than likely going to lose that match. I mean, I don't know the extent of Sheamus's injury. I just remember hearing that he had a pretty effed up neck injury and potentially could sideline him, but whatever. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna go with Seth and Jason just because of that injury situation.
Yeah, I'm going with Seth and Jason because I think they're gonna hold that belt until Ambrose come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then they're just gonna throw him aside. Oh man, poor Jason.
I think Jason Jordan character turned out pretty good. I know when he first started out, it was annoying, but he's acting like a dork, just like his father. And hey, they got so many angles they could go with Jason Jordan.
But you know we're gonna get like some dumb.
Probably gonna get some dumb shit.
Yeah.
But they got so many angles going with Jason Jordan.
Yeah. That's gonna be interesting. I mean, I hope it's a good match because Jason Jordan can. Everybody in this match can wrestle, and I don't know. We'll see. The next match is this should be good. It's the SmackDown Tag Team Title match. The Usos, who are the current champions, versus Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin.
Yeah, I expect that to be like the match of the night. Because Usos never disappoint when it comes to tag team matches.
Mm-hmm. And American Alpha. I mean, I really haven't got to see them wrestle that much. Tune in and out. But they're good. So I mean, Shelton Benjamin speaks for itself. Chad Gable's awesome. It sucks that they even split up Jason Jordan and Chad Gable in the first place. But
when I first saw Jason Jordan, I already know that when he's going up, they're gonna split up the American Alpha real soon.
yeah, that was a shame.
You could just see that. Hey, Jason, you could just look at Jason Jordan and be like, okay, they're gonna give him a singles run.
Yeah, I mean it's cool for him, but at the same time you have a tag team like that. But anywho, I don't know. This could go either way. I mean, I don't see the Usos losing the championship, but I mean, American Alpha's been doing it for a while, and they haven't won it yet, right?
Yeah, they won it with Jason Jordan,
Okay.
but not Shelton Benjamin. But I expect the Usos to drop it because they had a good story where they beat the Usos, but they pinned the wrong Uso.
Oh yeah.
That was funny.
Yeah, there's always some shit like that. But yeah, I don't know.
They thought they won the belts. That was mad funny.
Yeah, I don't know. For me, yeah, damn, it's tough. I just hope it's a good match. I honestly don't really care who wins or who loses. With this stuff, it's like we could have predictions, but I guess for the sake of being a proper show, I'll go with. Damn, I don't know. I'm gonna say the Usos stick with it. I don't know why. I just feel like they're gonna hold the belts for a long time, but that may or may not mean anything. But let's see. What other matches do we have? No, I don't want to see anything about that. I can't even read right now or speak. All right, what other matches do we have here? Okay. All right.
Women's matches.
I guess this we could talk about afterwards. The NXT Takeover. I don't know why I completely skipped over that, but okay. What am I reading? Like, NXT. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, yeah. I clicked on the NXT thing by accident. We've got the tag team matches down. there's the Miz and Roman Reigns for the Intercontinental Championship.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I felt they were gonna give it back to Miz, but I think because they don't have the Shield to, sort of crutch Roman on right now, I think they're gonna give him this title run for no reason. But then again, at least Roman Reigns will get matches. You got the Miz when he was the champion, not even defending it on big pay-per-views. So, I mean, at least Roman will see more matches. But yeah, I guess Roman. I originally thought that the Miz was gonna get the belt right back after he came back from filming. But yeah, like I said, there's no Shield, so they don't have that to hold to keep Roman up. So they might as well keep him with the belt. And yeah, I don't know. I don't see the women's title match on here. No.
They had the women's Royal Rumble. No,
Yeah.
no. Wait, who's Alexa Bliss facing? She ain't facing. She don't have a championship match.
I don't think so, cause
But she has one, and wait, Charlotte has one.
I don't think either of them have one.
So what the?
I think they're all in the Rumble, which is weird.
God, makes no sense.
Yes, that's something we'll get into in a second. Now there's a match that it's not official, but so they were supposed to have the United States Championship match, the finals, on Royal Rumble. Then they pushed it back to SmackDown. It was supposed to be in this coming SmackDown before Royal Rumble, but then they had it last week.
So that means Dolph Ziggler signed for one more match.
Yeah, and apparently X told me that Dolph signed a short-term contract, so more than likely what's going to happen now is they did that so that they can have a feud, so Ziggler can come back, have a feud with Bobby Roode to take back his belt at Rumble. More than likely lose. This is just a put over Bobby Roode kind of deal. But
we don't know if he signed that extension or not after.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because I believe he was working house shows.
I mean, knowing WWE, they'll probably have Ziggler win it again, which makes no sense. But I'm hoping if he does, and this is just speculation, I'm just hoping if they do have a feud with each other, that Ziggler does lose, and it's just a put over Bobby Roode, and sort of have like a graceful bow out kind of thing.
Well, I'll hope that happens, because if Ziggler loses, there's like, okay, what else?
Yeah,
you win the belt, you dropped it, and you lose. You're basically all the way in the bottom of the ladder.
Yeah, he's not getting the world title at all. He's not even gonna be able to sniff that shit. Yeah, it only makes sense for him to just lose that match, and that'll be his curtain call in the WWE, and then hopefully he tackles the indie scene. But yeah, I don't see any women's title matches here. But we also have the WWE Championship match, which is it's disrespectful to every single person in that match, because AJ Styles deserves a non-gimmick bullshit match. Like, he deserves a legit match. So they're putting him against Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. So, like, I guess the only thing that's coming out of this is that Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn are gonna fight each other again.
Yeah.
Which makes no sense. It's like they have no idea what to do with these people, and every single one of them, all three of them, deserve some kind of like legit push or a legit spotlight. Like Kevin Owens, his Universal title reign was short-lived.
It was a flop.
Yeah, it was so bad. I mean, and it was nothing against him. He was doing all the right things, but you put him in there you give him the belt just to have him fucking get squashed by Goldberg. And
yeah.
It's like, I don't know. I still think that you could have had a Goldberg and Brock Lesnar match, and it still would have been a big deal without the title involved. But that was just disrespect to Kevin. But that's, Vince doesn't like Kevin. He's Kevin is a Triple H guy. And you got Sami Zayn, who, another guy, he deserves some kind of legit spotlight. Maybe not for the WWE title, but for at least the IC or the US or something. Or give them the fucking tag team championships. But you're gonna put him against AJ Styles just because, like, there's nothing else they could think of. Because they're like, oh, we can't use gender now, so we gotta throw them, like...
Yeah.
What they could have did was had AJ Styles and Kevin Owens again, and just let Sami Zayn interfere in some way, shape, or form. But, whatever. I don't know. And honestly, it's disrespect to Kevin Owens. Like I said, it's Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, and AJ Styles, and a championship if you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn win. Like so you're gonna turn the WWE title to a joke.
A handicap match if they win. It makes.
Yeah, it's sad. I mean, the only silver lining with this, and we're probably not gonna get this.
Well,
and
you
even
should
if
have said it's a triple threat match.
That exactly. They could have still went about it the same way, because you know what? They're gonna fight each other throughout the match. And you know what happened? They might somewhere down the line. I think during the match, Shane McMahon or Daniel Bryan's gonna come out and say it's a triple threat match now. Or something like that. But anyways, I hope that AJ Styles wins, just for like I said, it's disrespectful to everybody in that match and the belt if you have Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. It's like it's just dumb, because you're showing you don't care about AJ, you don't care about Kevin, you don't care about Sami, you don't care about your own damn belt. So like I said, the only silver lining with this whole situation is that AJ Styles wins and a certain somebody wins the Royal Rumble and faces AJ Styles at WrestleMania. If they can't think of any other way to make that story happen, that's the perfect way to make it happen. Doesn't have to be heel versus face, but whatever. Anyways, but I hope AJ Styles wins. So I'm going with AJ in that match, just because it's weird. Who do you got there?
AJ Styles.
But knowing WWE,
AJ Styles was going to go into WrestleMania holding that belt.
He fucking better.
He's the only really popular guy in SmackDown.
Exactly, and
other than Shinsuke, but that's a different story.
Yeah, Bobby got the U.S. title, so Bobby's not going anywhere. As far as that goes for now. So, yeah, AJ Styles is the biggest draw, whether Vince wants to stand by him or not. Like, I mean, at some point he's got to look at how the crowd and fans react to AJ and his run. And I mean, you go back to when he won that U.S. title off of Kevin Owens. Like, even though it was at a house show, that was a huge moment. Like, if you watch the videos of the highlights or whatever, huge moment. So, I mean, like I said, at some point Vince has to just be like, he just has to stick with what is right. Like, fuck his opinion, because I mean, he's got Braun Strowman. That's like the one thing he's got going for him. Let him bank all on that. Let Shane and whoever's running SmackDown do that. And anyways, but yeah, AJ Styles. I think he's taking it. Now we have the Universal Championship match, another bullshit match. You got Brock Lesnar, who is the current champion, versus Braun Strowman and Kane. Now,
I think Triple H is going to do some okie dokie shit on Braun Strowman so Braun Strowman could fight Triple H at WrestleMania and go over, as if Braun Strowman needed it.
Probably. I mean, it would be stupid if they did that.
Braun Strowman is above Triple H at this point.
Yeah. But at least for the most part, Triple H has been putting people over, even as he doesn't have to.
But it's a waste of time. This is all.
Well, this story, yeah.
He put Seth Rollins over too late when he was already over.
Seth Rollins was already over.
He's doing this to Braun Strowman too late.
Yeah.
Same thing with Daniel Bryan too late when it was. He needs to put a mid-carder over. It makes sense if it's like someone like Jason Jordan.
Bobby Roode, somebody.
Yeah, he needs to put a mid-carder over. That's
Shinsuke.
Mid-carder to beat him, then he could be like, okay, I'm in the main event scene after you beat Triple H.
Yeah, but
it's
retarded.
It makes no sense. It's stupid.
Yeah. I think the only reason why Kane's in there obviously is because I think
he's going to eat the pin.
Yeah, because one, you don't have Brock or Braun lose. So, I mean, it's a
I
shame
just
because we
don't
could have had,
understand the best you could do is Kane.
dude, we could have had Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. Finn Balor and Brock Lesnar. I mean, like, say what you will about Brock, excuse me. I mean, dude wrestled in Japan. I know he didn't wrestle with Finn Balor, but like, I don't think Braun. I mean, I don't think Brock Lesnar's turning down that match. I mean, you know,
Brock Lesnar doesn't care. He just like,
Yeah,
do I win or lose? All right, give me, pay me.
exactly. So it's like it's so dumb that we could have had that, and apparently because we don't have that because Vince doesn't think, what's his name, Finn Balor's over. And now it's perfect because you have the whole club thing going, and if he can't beat Brock by himself,
That's what I said before.
Yeah.
Face Finn Balor can't beat Brock, but heel Finn Balor can.
yeah. Well, no, you know what it is with Vince? It's got to be Demon Finn Balor. Right? Demon Finn Balor. Like,
Still heel.
yeah.
Yeah.
He doesn't need that. That's the funny part. Like, I know Vince wants to believe that he's not over, but I mean, the guy goes out without any face paint, and the entire crowd does the whole thing with him to his song. Like, I mean, Vince McMahon is so fucking senile, man. Like, I mean, you signed this guy because you knew he was a big deal, or at least somebody told you he was a big deal. It's like he takes these guys from Japan, not because they're talented, but just to take them away from Japan. Because, I mean, I'm so surprised that AJ Styles is getting over. Like, he's got the belt. That's what I meant to say. Like, he's got the belt again. I'm surprised.
I'm surprised that he got the belt as soon as he did.
Yeah, and it's he deserves it. I mean, he should have the belt. You know, at a time like that, especially
I mean,
he's not
like,
a newbie.
Like I said, like if AJ Styles won the Rumble in 2016, that would have made sense. Because he went in. Everybody know who he is.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't have to give him the belts at WrestleMania, but he deserved.
Yeah, a shot.
Yeah. That same year, he deserved it. But while we got at WrestleMania, he faced Chris Jericho.
Yeah, which is awesome, but at the
I
same
mean, yeah,
time,
it's
like,
good though. But it's like there's no. I know he lost and everything, but
yeah, Vince doesn't.
then what we get next year? Him versus Shane McMahon.
Shane McMahon, which was awesome, but yeah, it should have been him versus Shane.
All this. I mean, you could do this in the Great Balls of Fire pay per view.
Yeah, right?
What any other pay per view?
But WrestleMania.
This supposed to be the you know people. Vince really think that people want to see Shane McMahon wrestle. I sure shit don't. Me personally, I don't.
No, I don't either. I mean, it's awesome that he goes in there and puts on good matches.
Yeah, he does not need to show me anything
But
anymore.
yeah, he's done enough. Yeah, like
he's done
him,
enough.
Triple H. You know we're gonna see Undertaker again in the WrestleMania, right? You know that, right?
Just like there's, if Undertaker still had a streak, okay. He doesn't.
Yeah,
he lost twice.
But you know they're gonna find some bullshit to put him in for. It's so stupid.
If he's not facing Sting, I don't give a fuck. But then again, even at that, it's all too late.
Yeah, it's way too late now.
It's all too late.
Yeah, I mean, and the funny thing is, you have a 5+ hour show. Like, how can you not fit in? You can have those matches. Like, all right, cool. Let Shane wrestle in WrestleMania or whatever. But to like have that take away from certain things, it's like. But anyway, so back to the whole Braun Strowman thing. Who do you think is taking that? You think Braun? I mean, Brock Lesnar?
Brock Lesnar's taking it. He's just going to be a buffet for Roman Reigns.
Yeah, pretty much. Brock Lesnar's holding that till WrestleMania, and then that's when Roman Reigns.
I can't see, barring any injury, Roman Reigns is not main eventing WrestleMania again.
Yeah, which is a shame. When two certain people should be main eventing WrestleMania, but that's not going to happen. We'll probably get them, but it's going to be like an opening match. But Brock Lesnar. I mean, it's a shame we could have had Finn and Brock, but. And the funny thing is that Vince is all about that David versus Goliath shit. So what the fuck is the point of not having that there? Remember CM Punk?
Who cares?
When CM Punk was going after was going at it with Ryback, physically he couldn't match up to Ryback, quote unquote. So he had the Shield, you got the club. But
That's
whatever.
exactly how you're supposed to do it.
Yeah, it's whatever. Anywho, but so on to the meat of the show. So we have first ever women's Royal Rumble, which I'm not expecting much of it, but it is pretty cool to see that. I mean, like, it started out. I think what was their first. I think it was the first ever Hell in a Cell.
Mhm.
Then they had the first ever TLC match. Now this is the first ever female Royal Rumble, which, I mean, with all that talent you have there now, I mean, this is the best way to showcase it.
Yep.
And it's sad that they're more than likely gonna waste it on a Ronda Rousey win, which, like, it's funny. Like, you were just saying how, like, AJ Styles should have came in and won.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why didn't they do that then? But they're more than likely gonna have this chick come in who and win the Royal Rumble for nothing, when they could still have her in the Rumble and they could still run with that that four horsemen shit that they're doing, four horsewomen thing, whatever. Like,
Whatever.
when we all know who should be winning it.
I mean, Ronda Rousey's a good surprise, quote unquote surprise or whatever, but it's just not.
Yeah, I think honestly, like there's two people, like you said. We're all in agreement that Asuka should win it. It makes so much sense if you're building her to be this unstoppable force. There's only one other person, and I'm thinking about this right now, and it may not make sense. It may sound stupid, but I think if you want to, this could be her sort of re-emergence, like her sort of rebirth, and I think that's Bayley. She doesn't need it, but she's been around. I think this would be the perfect thing to turn her around, because ever since she came to the main roster, she's been like on a slow downhill. And it's
not her fault.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So this is like the best thing, either her or Asuka. I don't want anybody else winning it. I mean, it'd be cool if Sasha won it. I'm not gonna front, but
the thing is, like, if Asuka's that beast they're building her up to be, she shouldn't be eliminated at all.
no, she shouldn't.
I mean, if it's some okie dokie thing, like she gets attacked by a hater or some shit and she couldn't make it to the Rumble, that's one thing.
yeah.
I mean, you got a storyline there, but she shouldn't be in the Rumble and just have somebody eliminate her like that.
No, I think the only way she gets eliminated is if like that entire Ronda Rousey crew comes in and throws her over. That's like the only way. I don't think she's gonna single-handedly get.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but it's just her taking any loss of any kind.
Yeah.
I mean, from the whole 300, 400 some days, she has never took a loss like that. The closest she got to was Ember Moon and Nikki Cross to a certain extent.
Yeah.
That's
No,
it.
and that's true. I think that it
It's
only
just
makes
that
sense for her.
it's just awkward seeing her being eliminated from the Royal Rumble.
Yeah, that's my pick. Like, we're all going with Asuka. I think Asuka. There's no reason why she shouldn't win it. Oh, I got scared. There's no reason why she shouldn't win it. But I'm saying, like, if there's one other person, I think for her, like, to sort of rejuvenate her career, it would be Bayley. But yeah,
I mean, Bayley, her career could still be revived if she's that. Well, let's say the Kane of that Royal Rumble.
yeah, have that little have that run where she eliminates a bunch of people. I think let her go toe to toe with Asuka at the end, and Asuka obviously wins. Maybe they put on a little match there, like a little 2-minute, 5-minute match or whatever. Kind of like what was it? Sean and who did? No, it was it Benoit? Benoit and Kurt Angle. I think they pulled off like a match.
I don't know.
I forgot. I was watching the video earlier, but there's a couple of guys that have done that. That like they're the last two, and they put on like a 5 to 10 minute match. But yeah, there's no reason why Asuka shouldn't win it. I know there's gonna be like a bunch of surprise.
Wait, you talking about the Benoit thing? The Benoit Angle? They wanted to take on the Benoit.
I don't know. So yeah, so they got so obviously there's gonna be guests, and this is pretty cool because this is a perfect opportunity for some people to at least have their I don't know, one-off kind of thing. What's her name? Trish Stratus is supposed to come back.
That's good.
Yeah, Beth Phoenix. Lita is gonna more than likely make an in-ring appearance, which would, you know, it would be really cool to see her in the ring. China. Wait, is Sable still alive, right?
She's not a wrestler.
But she could make an appearance. I mean, she's big enough.
She's not a wrestler. I mean,
no, she's not a wrestler.
The only thing she did is Sable Bomb Mero and,
yeah.
and that.
No, but she's not a wrestler. But I think she could make an appearance. I think if there's like one super appearance, you're just gonna hear that tiger and the whip.
I mean, if she's going to make an appearance, that would be Raw 25.
I would like to see.
That's it.
I would like to see Victoria fucking do a surprise match.
That could be a thing.
You know, actually, Mark outside taking
We all know if Mae Young was alive, she'd be up in that shit like nothing.
her or the Champions.
Yeah. No, but I don't know. Like I see out of all the, I would love to see Stacy Keibler come back. Like that would be dope. Oh, AJ Lee.
Yeah.
Now you know what's funny? I see that happening more than I see CM Punk ever coming back. It won't happen, but I mean,
this won't happen. Just let the man be. Let him write his comics.
Talking about AJ Lee.
Or let her be too. She's overcoming. She's over it. If she really loved it, she would have at least been independent.
I mean, hey, but this is like all speculation. So I mean, I like I said, I see her coming back more than I see CM Punk coming back. I mean, obviously none of them are coming, but it will be. And it's a shame too, because AJ Lee left at like the wrong time. Because like all this, the revolution she started, it's kind of like
start no revolution.
Yes she did.
What revolution she started?
The real female wrestlers. When she was in the WWE, that was that time where they actually started taking women wrestling a little more serious. I mean, like they got rid of
the revolution started with it was Sasha Banks, Flair, Bailey, and Becky Lynch.
That's
she
when
came in
everything
with the divas. She was in the mix with the divas.
Okay, but she was one of the like her and Paige. They were actually really wrestling. Like it wasn't their fault that they had the Divas belt.
She was in that mix. With
I know she came in when that era, but she was the start of the actual.
She was a woman wrestler though.
Yeah, because her and Paige, I mean, they had some dope matches, and then like after that, that's when like they actually started to take the women's division serious. They got rid of that stupid Divas belt.
Her pipe bomb is what led to it.
Yeah, no, I still Paige and AJ Lee. They were the real start of that revolution.
Yeah. She was the one that called Stephanie out.
Because those were the only two wrestlers at that time outside of like maybe Becky Lynch and of that actually wrestled.
So
and it wasn't their fault that they were still in the mix of that. But then like towards the tail end of her career, she left, and that's when everything started to unfold. But I still think that AJ Lee and Paige were the start of that revolution. Not the official start, but... Well, yeah, but... Because, I mean, like, it's not AJ Lee's fault that at that time they were still on that bullshit, and they still had that stupid fairy belt. But, yeah, anyway, so, I don't know, it should be cool. I don't expect much out of it. If Asuka doesn't win, it's gonna suck. Like I said, unless they find a proper way to have Bailey win it all. But as much as we want Asuka to win, I see this fucking Ronda Rousey winning it somehow, which I think that's like ultimate disrespect.
Ronda Rousey does not need it.
She doesn't need it, but
she and the Horsewomen are still having their feud with the Becky Lynches. And
she doesn't need it, but But WWE logic.
I don't want to see what she's going to face Alexa Bliss in fucking WrestleMania.
I don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see any of that.
I don't want no part of that.
I don't want to see any of that. But like I said, WWE logic, they have to make Ronda Rousey win the Royal Rumble to make anything relevant, like, which is bullshit because you already have some beef brewing from that. Going back to that the Mae Young Classic. Whatever. Oh, is Kyrie Zane, is she? She's in NXT right now, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, duh. I wonder who from NXT is just gonna make like a Rumble appearance. Now I'm assuming she would make a Rumble
I would
appearance.
think Billy Kane, Peyton Royce might be some fillers.
Yeah. Like I wonder if Ember Moon would actually wrestle in the Rumble. Not that she's gonna win it, because remember Ty Dillinger, he made his appearance and he was still in NXT. He didn't get the call up for a while, so. I don't know, because you got.
Wait. He made an appearance in the Royal Rumble?
Yeah, remember he made that.
Number 10 that shit.
He was still in NXT?
Yeah, he
okay.
wasn't officially in the.
Okay, yeah, got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
how's he doing, huh? He was over, and what happened? They just...
He's still over, but they don't like people getting over him right now.
Yep. Like you gotta have that Vince
tell
stamp
you,
of approval.
They tell you, hey, get over. Meanwhile, you get over, they be like, nah, man.
Yeah.
You're not over.
Fucking Tyler Breeze killing it on. He, you know what's funny? He might actually be in the women's Rumble.
Tyler Breeze,
No, it was a
if
joke.
Tyler...
He was joking? Okay.
because He said Tanae Young would enter the Royal
Okay.
Rumble and then Tanae Young will win it and Condon will win the men's and it'll be Mr. and Mrs.
Oh my God!
He was saying?
If Tyler Breeze was given a chance to rock, he would have been over.
That's the
He
thing.
would have
like,
been over easily.
Dude, imagine.
That's why when Velveteen Dream comes up, I am nervous as hell. They're gonna kill his shit.
Yep. I mean,
Be
dude,
happy about
the
that.
The Rock and Stone Cold would not be The Rock and Stone Cold if they didn't let them do what they did on the mic. CM Punk would not be CM Punk if they didn't actually let him. Even though CM Punk came in at the era where they were holding people on a leash.
CM Punk at that time had the leverage.
Yeah, he had.
CM Punk he wouldn't do that like 2-3 years ago.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But he was still they was still kind of a leash to an extent compared to like Stone Cold and The Rock. Now with Stone Cold and The Rock, I mean they benefited from the probably being the best time in wrestling because
there's competition.
Yeah, WWE had to, and it's a shame, man. Like, all right, there's nothing wrong with restricting certain things and sort of like, kind of watching what people say, but these guys can go out and say things and do things that are not gonna be controversial, and like, it's a shame, man. I mean, yeah, like you said, what's his name? Patrick Clark, the Velveteen Dream, like, yeah, if whenever he does get called up to WWE, it's gonna be a joke. Like, it's gonna be like a huge joke. I mean, you got Tyler Breeze and Fandango.
The thing is, I think they're just doing that to sabotage Triple H's guys.
Yeah.
Because Triple H and Kevin Dunn, they don't like each other, and
Yeah, it's so sad, man.
Yeah,
it's like so petty.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like Triple H knows the business. He's wrestled with guys. I mean,
That's what low-key, well, in WWE's cabal, that's why low-key's like, yo, it's bullshit. I mean, I rather march by Triple H's beat because at least he was a wrestler and he knows.
Yeah.
And you got everybody who's never wrestled in the ring and tell me, well, what's cool and what's not, and yeah, that's why he left. He's like, it's bullshit.
Yeah, no, it's a shame that like you got guys who, it's like I always say this with the music business with like rap, record labels, they sign artists for what they see them doing before they got signed.
Mm-hmm.
Then when you sign them, they want you to do certain things and say certain things. Like, what's the point? You might as well just find somebody that works within your company, like an intern or a mailroom person, and just mold them into something. I mean, if a dude's got a look, or if a dude's got a quote-unquote swagger, then you bring it within your, you bring them up from within your company. But
what WWE needs, they need is Scott Steiner, where when he grabs the mic, you don't know what the fuck you gonna get from him.
Yeah,
I remember in WCW, he's like, you know what? Go change the channel and watch Stone Cold stun somebody. WCW suck. He said that when I was like, yo, this dude is awesome. Yo, every time he grabs a mic, it's a shoot with this guy. It's a shoot.
It's funny, like you can't be. I mean, it's wrestling. No matter how you try to sugarcoat it and turn it into something that it's not, like it's essentially dudes beating the shit out of each other. Like, how much more are you gonna water it down? Like, you're gonna have controversial shit whether you let people loose on the mic or not. I mean, somebody's gonna say something or do something, whether it's on the mic or behind the scenes, that's gonna make its way. I mean, you just have to do your best to try to prevent it from happening, so to speak. And if it does happen, just move on. Like, I mean, as long as people aren't out there raping people and dropping crazy racist bombs and stuff like that, which happens. But I don't know, man. Like, just let the talent be talent, because you're signing these people. Like right now, WWE signed Ricochet, War Machine, and Gargano's wife.
They ain't going nowhere.
Exactly. Like we all
definitely Gargano's wife ain't going anywhere.
Oh no, they're gonna turn her into some shit that she's not.
She's a plain Jane, which I think she's beautiful, by the way. But to them, she's a plain Jane that ain't gonna go nowhere.
One of the most heralded female wrestlers in the game right now.
Yeah.
And yeah.
But Alexa Bliss gets all the shine.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised, if she wasn't Ric Flair's daughter, she wouldn't be getting the shine either.
No.
Charlotte.
And it's she's
and
so
I think
lucky.
She's beautiful.
Yeah, she's so lucky. I mean, Charlotte Flair, she's a hell of a talent. I mean, I want to see her against people like Asuka and all that. But anyways, but yeah, back to Ricochet and all them. Like, we all know Ricochet doesn't need NXT. But the best thing for him is to stay in NXT as long as he possibly can, because once he comes up, you know what's going to happen. They're going to put him in that joke thing and make him fight Enzo, who can't even keep up with him. Well, you could have had Neville and Ricochet.
Honestly, he should not be in 205 at all. He needs to, get in the ring with the guys like AJ Styles and Neville on the mid-card, well, AJ Styles not mid-card, but, with
Dude,
Ty Dillinger and all that.
They all got, like, Finn, Neville, Ricochet. They may not be big, but like Braun Strowman big, but they have bodies, man. They're cut up for, like, smaller people. And, like, they give you the illusion that they're heavyweights. So, like, and the thing is, like, imagine... Well, they are, kind of.
Well, Ricochet, I would say, and AJ Styles, but Finn is listed at 190. I think that's bullshit.
Yeah, but he looks bigger than he like actually really is, and he like with Hardcore Holly, where you was like he's 500 pounds or whatever the hell they used to say with him and Crash. Like, you can get away with bullshit like that. But my point is, like, they say nobody wants to see those kind of people wrestle, which is bullshit. Because if you put
who said that? That's what I know. Who said that?
Well, just like EA talking about nobody wants to play a single player game. Like, nobody wants to play a single player Star Wars game. Nobody. Like,
and ain't nobody asking me no question.
Exactly, right? But that's how come if you look at the fucking internet, like, go check the comment section and see how much people are pissed off that those 2 single player Star Wars games aren't coming out. But he says nobody wants to see people like that wrestle. Now, how big would a Ricochet and Neville ladder match be?
Great.
You would probably get the best match of the year. It could rival New Japan matches.
I would like to see a one-on-one ladder match.
Mm-hmm. And we haven't seen.
I'm not talking about a TLC either. I just want a one-on-one ladder match, the classic ways.
Yep.
Like how Edge and Christian and in those one-on-one ladder matches, Jericho. Rob Van Dam, Jeff Hardy with their classics.
Dude,
I want to see a one-on-one ladder match with no bullshit table gimmicks and none of that.
One of the greatest ladder matches ever. I mean, they won't acknowledge it. You got Jericho and Benoit. I mean, look at the fucking spots they did, or even that Razor Ramon and Shawn Michaels ladder match. Like, two of them, yeah. And those matches were like some of the best. You know what I mean? Like, so. I just think of the possibilities. I mean, wrestling is all about defying odds and I mean, dude, Vince's fucking son is always defying gravity. This dude's jumping off like the highest possible thing. Like, I'm surprised he hasn't jumped off in an arena yet. But like, and you talking about people don't want to see that.
Yeah, New Jack did it first, and he used to do that shit weekly basis.
Yo, New Jack, I can't watch that dude.
I don't blame you either.
Yeah. They were showing this What Culture? They had this top 10 I forgot what it was, but New Jack was in it. And I think it was like times that like wrestlers actually like beat the shit out of somebody,
Yeah.
like for real,
Yeah, he had like 5 of those.
Dude, it's hard to watch. Like this dude's just wailing on people with bats and chill.
Yeah, he's I don't know how he even gets away with that in the wrestling business. I don't know how.
Yeah.
But he when he was in ECW, I mean, that guy takes some sick bumps.
Yeah. I mean, he's a bump master.
And the funny thing is that before that, he wasn't like Smoky Mountain Wrestling. He was actually a wrestler.
Yeah, something must have happened.
You went to ECW. You just want to hit people in the head with Nintendos and shit.
That's what happens when you give people money. But yeah, so they signed Ricochet and even War Machine, and like, I mean, I don't know, like there's so much they could do with them, and who knows. At least as long as they stay in NXT for a while, at least you know they're gonna get some solid matches and solid booking. And look at the way they book their stuff. Like they do it in such a methodical way. They ease into things, and you know you get your like weekly sort of lead-ins to stuff, but it's not the way the main roster does it. And whatever. But anywho, we got the men's Royal Rumble. Now, everybody here believes and wants Shinsuke to win. It makes the most sense.
Finn Balor.
Oh, yeah, Finn Balor. I don't think anybody on Raw is winning it though, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they could jump ship. Like he could be like,
Nah, it's just the Raw wins. They fight for their respective belts.
oh, I thought that they could be like, oh, we're gonna go to I would go after whatever. But all right, I mean, that would be nice. I just don't think the way that Raw is building up to WrestleMania. I don't think that. I mean, obviously, thankfully, hopefully, they're not gonna have Roman win it. But I won't be surprised if at the end of the day,
If Roman doesn't win it, he's still going to main event at WrestleMania.
that's what I'm saying. They don't need to build into that. Like, they already have this thing building up for years now. I mean, they had that three-way thing with Brock and Braun last year. So, that right there, especially, like, if Braun ends up winning at Royal Rumble, like, you already know they got to set up for Roman Reigns. Especially, like, if Miz were to beat...
Yeah, I just hope they don't miss the time because Braun should have already had the belt.
Yeah.
Honestly, he should have already had that. Just like what they did with Ryback when he was red hot, then they didn't give him the belt.
Yeah. And they might not do it.
Yeah, Braun should have already had the belt. He does not need to fight Triple H. He's already over. He's already at that, spot.
Yeah, look at the way they're booking Braun. Like he's not like in your face every day.
He's a cartoon character.
Yeah, exactly. And he does it in a way where his time on the screen is minimal. He just comes in, so it's not like you're oversaturating.
But I just don't understand why they're booking him as like, hey, you turn over trucks and ambulances and
then he loses on some...
You can't kick out of a fucking F5?
F5, right? There's nothing wrong with putting a... Like, all right.
I mean, I don't expect him to win the match, but he deserved a kick out to show like, yo, I'm not no easy win.
Like that's the shit that drives me crazy about WWE. Like the anticlimactic endings and the fact that one finisher, like, I mean, there are some finishers that like usually nobody kicks out of, but do it in a way that they've been doing with Kenny Omega in New Japan. Like have him land it in the wrong spot. Or
with Suzuki, like it's difficult for them to do. Like make it a difficult to do for them to connect.
But then at the same time, if all right, say this is not gonna happen, but say Kenny Omega lands a one-wing angel on Braun Strowman.
Ulster Plantation.
Hey, say he lands that move on Braun Strowman, right? As protected as that move is, he could land it on Braun Strowman once, and it's not gonna do the job. As protected as that move is, he's gonna have to land it. New Japan logic or real wrestling logic, he's gonna have to land it like at least twice. No matter how much that move is protected, like against somebody like that.
Braun Strowman.
Yeah, like say if he's fighting Fale and he does it to Fale.
Fale he's going to take the L.
Well, yeah, that's a bad analogy, but you get what I'm saying.
But
like
his
somebody
move is not going to be protected for so long.
No, and that's the thing. Like you
that's why they made it a difficult move. It's a difficult move.
And they do it in a smart way. So going back to Brock Lesnar and Braun Strowman, like I'm pretty sure Brock Lesnar has put multiple F5s on John Cena to win a match. Like John Cena's kicked out of an F5 before, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Fucking Lesnar started the match just like 2 seconds in, an F5 out of there. He kicked John Cena kicked out.
Yeah. See, so if John Cena can kick out, I mean,
stupid AA on the steel steps, and that was it for Lesnar.
yeah. But anyways, back to the Rumble. I mean, I think it makes sense for somebody for SmackDown to win it just because Raw is more than likely set up. It's gonna be 2 or 3 or 2 of 3 people. Now it would be great to see Finn Balor win it, especially like if Gallows and Anderson sort of cheated to help him, like even though he could win clean, but it makes sense with the club.
Well, he lost his smile, so because only baby faces could smile, so that might be a sign because even though he was kind of concussed, but fucking after Seth Rollins caught him with the curse down, they were freaking Gallows and Anderson were with him, and they were up, and Balor did not smile. Cause, he usually smiles.
Yeah.
Oh well.
He lost his damn smile.
That's good.
So,
But I just don't think that anybody from Raw is gonna win it, unless they do some dumb shit and have Roman Reigns win it. Which I'm not gonna be surprised at all if at the end of the day, Roman Reigns or John Cena are pointing at the WrestleMania sign, because that's just how this shit works. I will fucking lose. Randy Orton. But I tell you one thing, I will lose my shit. I probably never watch WWE again if Jinder Mahal wins it.
Yo, don't say that.
If he and I'm just preparing you for it because if
he
he wins the Royal Rumble, I'm done with WWE. And I swear, like this is it.
He is a flop, and he should not be around in WrestleMania season in the main event at all.
Nope.
No.
Nope.
That should be out of question. Matter of fact, he should be one of the first ones eliminated.
Yeah. And you know what's funny? You know how like they have people like I've seen better wrestlers not make the WWE. I mean the WrestleMania card. Like he should not be on it. And look, I mean,
he should be back in that Andre the Giant Royal Rumble. Hey.
Yep.
Do you think that?
Yep. But I won't be surprised if this fucking guy ends up like him and I don't know him and John Cena and Shinsuke are the last 3, and then John Cena eliminates Shinsuke, and then this dude does some dirty shit to eliminate Cena. Like I'd rather see Cena win it than Jinder Mahal. As much as we don't need Cena to win it, and how many times has Cena won it? He's won it like.
Already won it like twice.
Twice, and who has the most? Stone Cold, right? He has the most.
Stone Cold,
with 3, right? Yeah. I mean, he broke Ric Flair's quote unquote championship. He actually has more than that. But,
Ric Flair has like 20 something championships.
Yeah, but they count the WWE ones only.
Yeah.
The WWF.
Some shit.
Yeah, this guy got, and that's another thing too. Why not?
He has like 22 reigns.
Yeah, why not like promote like shit he's done elsewhere? Like they're easy to say Brock Lesnar won here and there and here and there.
It's just a story fiction shit.
It's so stupid, man. Like, I mean, if they talk about Christian, obviously he's a part timer in New Japan. But if they talk about Jericho, they're bringing up like all his championships everywhere. Or somebody like a mainstay like Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega won something else somewhere else, they're gonna talk about it. But anywho, yeah. So we all want Shinsuke to win it. It would be fucking beautiful to finally get. Now the sad part is that the prize from the prize from winning the Royal Rumble used to be you main event WrestleMania, but that's changed over, well, depending who wins it, it changed. Because, now, you get a title shot, but that doesn't guarantee a
one-on-one.
A one-on-one or a main event. Now, if Shinsuke won it and he had to fight AJ Styles at WrestleMania, I mean, dude, that right there...
They might squeeze in a Randy Orton in there.
Oh, dude. I'd rather see them open up WrestleMania than for them to tarnish that and throw in somebody else in there. Because that would be the ultimate disrespect to them. Like, granted, I mean, it's a disrespect to put them at a number 1 opening match. But I'd rather see them open up WrestleMania than have Randy Orton or somebody else in that match.
They're gonna squeeze Randy Orton at WrestleMania. He is going to be squeezing in that shit. Just let's
versus like EC3 or some shit like that.
No, you know what's funny? I don't even want to see
Or last year.
KO. I don't want to see Finn Balor. I don't want to see Seth Rollins. I don't want to see any of those guys. I don't want to see Kenny Omega in that match. I want to see Shinsuke and AJ Styles.
Mm-hmm.
Like, because that match has so much roots, you know, like
you got the history back to Japan, and like I said, I really see, like, say for argument's sake Shinsuke wins it and he signed a contract. I see an RKO just coming for, like, boom. Yep. And it's just like, hey, I'm going to be champ. You're just going to squeeze Randy Orton in there.
Oh, dude,
Get the fuck out of there.
If they do that, like, I mean, there's so much you could do. I mean,
Randy Orton should not be in WrestleMania at all. He should not be. He has not been around. He did not do anything all year.
Yeah, I don't think there's
the only thing I remember from Randy Orton was him dropping the belt to Jinder Mahal, and that's it. Then coming back and losing to Shinsuke, that's it. What did he do?
Yeah, he hasn't done anything.
He ain't done a damn thing. So he should not be on that card.
Yeah, there's nothing there for him. Put him in the Andre the Giant, memorial thing.
Win that shit.
Like, yeah, it's because they didn't build, like, all right, last year. They had potential to do something with him and Bray Wyatt, but they botched that where I don't want to fight you, and then all of a sudden they're fighting each other. When you could have just had Bray Wyatt win the championship and then Randy Orton say, "I'm going after you."
Yeah.
That was it. Simple as that. There is no storyline. You don't need no bullshit fucking family turmoil shit.
You did that shit for you. I mean, it was all the ways because Luke Harper was going over. Everybody cheering for Luke Harper, and I was like, oh, okay, Luke Harper's about to be... Nope.
Yep.
Nope. All of a sudden, Luke Harper disappeared. He's a Bludgeon Brother. Fuck out of here.
It's a shame, man. Like, that's a faction that should have stood together for a long time. Like, you could have added to it. Like I always said, I always keep bringing up Bo Dallas. You could have added to that faction. And not on some dumb shit where you put Randy Orton in there. Like, But yeah, like with Royal Rumble, that in itself is its own storyline. You don't need another, like, you have a guy who's been busting his ass all year, then wins the Royal Rumble, gets past 29 other superstars to win the Royal Rumble, to have his right to face the current champion at WrestleMania. That is, it's like with New Japan with the G1, with their G1 the tournament. The person who wins that tournament gets a shot at the big, the big title on the big stage. Simple as that. Then you build the story. That's what you build. It's like, all right, in sports right now, you have the Eagles and the Vikings. There was no build up throughout the year. I mean, they're not even division rivals. They're facing off. You're my opponent. Whoever is going to the Super Bowl, you're my opponent. They got that extra week in between just to prepare for that. But we gotta fight. We gotta play against the Patriots. We gotta play against the Jaguars. Whoever it may be. That's enough build in itself. Like it's so stupid that they gotta throw some other hokey dokey bullshit in there, but I'm just mentally preparing myself for a bullshit win, though it should be Shinsuke. Anybody else like outside of, we said Shinsuke, Finn Balor, like anybody else you think like deserves?
No, Shinsuke or Finn Balor. Finn Balor, because ever since he came back last year, he's been consistent.
Yeah. Despite the bullshit matches that they put him in,
yeah. I mean,
and he did after that Bray Wyatt beef talk about, I want my rematch, and then they just randomly threw him in, and I said that shit, like, watch them just throw him in some bullshit, and put him in a fucking like 2-1-off feud with Goldust, then put him in a squash match against Kane. Yeah, but he deserves it. I would have said Bobby Roode, but Bobby Roode's got the U.S. title right now, so he's good there. Yeah, that's really it. Shinsuke or Finn Balor. That's it. Like there's nobody else. Like I can't even say the Miz because the Miz right now he's not in that picture. There's no need for him to be in that picture. He's good at where he's at. Yeah, that's it really. Like, any like surprises? Have you heard any like crazy rumors or no?
I would like to think that EC3 or Bobby Lashley might just show up, but probably tapings. He can't show up unless there's tapings. I don't know how that worked, but I mean, Bobby Lashley, I would think he would show up for the Royal Rumble for that one night thing and whatever. So I don't know.
Yeah, I know Kurt Angle's more than likely gonna appear in it. Like that's gonna be a thing. Yeah, I can't. I'm hearing and this doesn't really have anything to do with Royal Rumble, but I'm hearing Hulk Hogan is eventually gonna return to WWE, which is inevitable. I mean, despite what he said, yeah, he's too big of a. I mean, Hulk Hogan is, for all intents and purposes, he's wrestling.
I mean, I really don't.
We don't need him, but
I really don't care for Hulk Hogan.
No, me either. But I mean, it's just like a matter of time. But he could make an appearance at the Rumble, which I mean, I don't see it happening. But yeah, I don't know. There's not many.
There's a time and place for this nostalgic thing, but when the main show starts, just get down to business.
Yeah. I don't know. Like with the men's thing, I'm not really looking for any crazy surprises. Now the women's, this is the first ever Royal Rumble, so you're gonna expect a lot of big name surprises there. And like right now, the current roster sitting at like 22 or 20 main roster females, so that leaves 10 spots, and they've already like rumored Trish Stratus and Beth Phoenix, and Lita. So that's 3. You might see 1 or 2 NXT chicks pop up. Obviously, this what's her name? Shayna Baszler is probably gonna be in there somehow.
She has a match with Ember Moon.
Yeah, she might show up though, especially if she loses. Which more than Ember Moon better not lose to her. Like
if Ember Moon loses to her, she needs to go up. That's it. That's the only way I could see you giving the belt to Shayna Baszler.
Yeah,
it's for Ember Moon to move up.
And even still, like, well, yeah, I see if Shayna Baszler wins it, she's losing to somebody else, like the next takeover. But yeah, I
really don't expect her to be there long
Moon.
term. She's like 40-something years old.
Well, who, Baszler or Moon?
Shayna Baszler.
Oh well, yeah, I don't know. Maybe she loses, comes to the Rumble. I mean, she's just really there to be whatever. I don't know, but. I'm really excited to see China surprise entrance. Nah, it would have been cool if she was still alive though, like to see her in the Rumble. She could show. Oh, you know who might be in the female Rumble? Ellsworth. That I don't want to see, man. Like,
didn't they not hear the backlash from the last fucking TLC? Like they don't want no men interfering. Just out of there, man.
Yeah.
I don't...
Even having Santino come in and just get eliminated right away, I think that would be a waste. It would be like for the first Rumble, nah. Like this is like you said, they botched the Money in the Bank, big time. Like that. Like you kind of saw it coming from a mile away. I don't think he should have won it. Maybe he could have been the reason why somebody won it, but to actually have him win it, like that was stupid. Well, he won it for Carmelo. That's what I meant to say. But I mean, they could have did it the whole other way. But yeah, I don't know. I'm not really surprised. I'm looking for it. I don't know. It's like you want to get hyped for it, but then, and then also too, you have that very same day, the New Japan event. So it's like it's not the big event. It's just leading up into it's not even the road to New Beginnings. It's like an event before that. But like even that, you watch a couple tag team matches. It's like okay. But yeah, I don't know, man. I'm trying to look for reasons to be excited. I wish I could. Like it's just I don't know. I watched SmackDown last week. I saw that the U.S. title tournament. That wasn't a tournament. the whole entire match, the heels working the match, and then
It was lazy. It was
so lazy.
yeah.
Like, I'd rather have seen Xavier Woods go against Bobby Roode. Like, I don't know. It's just it was lazy. Like the heel working the entire match, dominating, and then either one of two things happened. Either the heel ended up winning outright, or the face quick turnaround, boom. Like, I love Bobby Roode, but that match with Jinder was so anticlimactic, man. Like, one finisher, boom. Oh, I mean, and you have commercials in the middle of your main event. Like, that just makes me sick. But I love Bobby Roode, though. I'm happy he won. I'm happy he's a champion. And if that rumor is true about Ziggler coming back to face him that one last time, I'm okay with that. I just, as long as the end game is Ziggler leaving and walking into the sunset, and in the process putting over Bobby Roode, even though Bobby Roode really doesn't need to be put over. But I think Ziggler deserves one solid match. I think if they do wrestle, I think they're gonna put on a technical match. If it's his last match, but I don't know. Like, it was another video I was watching where they were talking about it was a Kurt Angle and Benoit match where the entire match they did not throw hands, they did not put moves on each other unless it was like unless it was an important part of the match. Like the whole match, they were like, it was technical. Like, dude, why can't we get that?
Fans don't want to see that shit.
Nah, yeah, but fucking Pete Dunne making a living off of that shit, dude.
Yeah.
That guy is a beast. He's another guy. He's one guy I want to see make an appearance in the Rumble. Like, it would be nice to see him come in and fuck shit up. Because Pete Dunne, that guy is for lack of better words, he's a pit bull. Like, that guy, he's a beast. But anywho, yeah, no other WWE news. We do have that CMLL crossover tomorrow with New Japan. 2 days of that, so that's gonna be cool. Hopefully, it's actually available to watch, because the last CMLL thing they had, you could only watch it if it was in Mexico.
Oh, really?
So it was a CMLL event though. It wasn't a crossover, so I think this might.
Okay.
Yeah, because this is obviously a crossover. Like you see in the match cards, you got like a Show and Yo and whoever
But
against.
wasn't there a CML event that you saw?
No, I was the
That torpedo head dude?
Oh no, that was that match was actually the junior tag team tournament or whatever.
Oh. Okay.
Like that was it was one of those events, but it was at that Rey Mysterio and Osprey match. It wasn't CMLL.
Rey Mysterio's
though.
in CMLL?
No, it wasn't CMLL. It was the What Culture. They had like a tournament or whatever, or one of those WCPW had a tournament, and it was they had CML dudes there though, but it was the finals was Rey Mysterio and Osprey, but I think that should be good. It's a crossover event, so if not, we'll find a way to watch it. So, but I'm excited for that. Always nice seeing the luchas light it up, and the real Sin Cara is back. Mystico, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's something I'm looking forward to too, because like when you watch him in the WWE, it's like he got so much shit, but I mean these dudes couldn't keep up with him. He had to turn the lights down just to like now he's gonna be wrestling with with his people, with people that can actually keep up and go toe to toe with him. So that should be fun. And then so then that we got coming up. So there's like a whole bunch of New Japan within the next couple weeks. Dragon Ball Fighters is coming out this Friday, so that should be fun.
Monster Hunter World.
Yeah, I want to get that. Hopefully I can get that. I might not get it right away, but I definitely want to get that soon, because that's something I want to delve in, and it's supposed to be a big deal. So it's the first like real big Monster Hunter game in America. I think they never really release over here, right?
No, just handheld.
Yeah,
it's bigger in Japan.
Yeah. That's why this is like a really huge deal. So it should be fun. And that's really it, right? Yeah. Nothing new. Yeah, the Knicks won yesterday, so that was a plus. They letting I mean I don't know how long it's gonna last. They let Trey Burke play. Hardaway.
This dude is freaking roulette. Starting
Yeah.
right now.
Well, he's probably gone. I think like all that talk, it's really surfacing a lot. Like you was talking about it the other day, and like every post I see on ESPN, it's like has something to do with like Hornacek's name is in the middle of it. So
I don't expect him to come back.
the
because it already seems like he lost the team.
But the whole thing is, if they fire him now, are they just gonna like bring up a guy that's already in the organization? Or are they gonna are they gonna hurry up and like are they gonna hire somebody now? Because that's the thing. I'd rather stick it out with Hornacek for the rest of the year if he's gonna be gone, than to have Rambis be the guy. Because Rambis is just as bad, if not well. I'm not gonna say just as bad. He's way worse than Hornacek. Like I don't really have beef with Hornacek though, but you do see the issues with his decision making or lack of decision making, at the end of the game especially.
He lost his players.
Yeah, that's.
I think he lost his players.
Yeah, it's weird because like you don't really see any drawn up plays in the fourth quarter. And it's just like I don't know. I mean, I don't dislike the guy at all, but yeah, like there's definitely some kind of disconnect there. But if they let him go now and they're stuck with Rambis for the half of the year, I don't want to see that again. Because the last time we had Rambis as a head coach, we had Jim.
If you're gonna fire him now, I'd rather see Howard Isley as head coach.
That I'd rather see, but that's.
I do not want to see.
Well, hold up, wait. Well, it's not Phil's team anymore, so they might not bring up Ramsey if these guys have any common sense. Ramsey.
Rambis.
Yeah. Yeah,
he's the last of the Phil guys. He needs to get the fuck out.
Yeah.
I don't.
Yeah, I would. It would make sense for them to have Isley coach it. Who knows? Maybe he does good, and they don't need to bring in anybody else. Save themselves some money, because all Mark Jackson is gonna do is cost a lot of money.
He's gonna cause a lot of chaos. He's gonna bring a lot of chaos.
That too, but
like I said, you better hope Porzingis is Christian.
well, he's always talking. I've heard him bring up the word God before, so you want to thank God and all that crap. So.
He put Bogut in the doghouse because of his religious alignment. This is bullshit. The guy got issues, man. He needs to stay away from the Knicks.
I think the only dude we would have to worry about is Cantor. Because Cantor's Turkish. I don't know what religion he follows, but
it's usually Muslims.
Yeah, but then again, he doesn't have any connections with his country right now. So I think there's an article talking about his home is here now. So who knows? Maybe for the better of the team. But I don't know. Like I just anything but Rambis. I mean, like if we have to stick with Hornacek for the rest of the year, or whatever. Because Rambis.
You might as well stick with Hornacek for the rest of the year.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. If you're not gonna do anything smart with that, because the thing is, like I said with Rambis, the only thing we got from Rambis was talking about guys could learn on the bench, and Jimmer Fredette never played. So at least right now, Trey Burke is getting some burn. I mean, he's been signed for 4 games, so he's a point guard. You kind of got to implement him in the system. Like you look at Jahlil Okafor is just starting to play. I don't know his story. That's a whole different ballgame. But it was nice to see Burke play. I mean, he brings an element to the point guard position that we don't have because Frank obviously is learning the game, and he's not. I don't see him busting out of that shell, that selfless shell, till maybe like next year, which is cool because you kind of don't want a head case, but at the same time you want a guy that's willing to take over when he needs to take over. But you look at the way Burke plays, like he plays like a pure point guard. I mean, they speak about him as if he's a shooting point guard, but like when you look at the way he plays, he got like that Brandon Jennings bounce where he's driving to the hole, causing havoc, kicking it out. Maybe he's not getting the assist, but he's the cause of the points that we got. I mean, when I did watch him in that Nets game, like every time he was on the court, it was positive play. Like he would go in, bring all 4 defenders or 3 defenders to him, kick it out to somebody else, then they would kick it out to somebody else, and then you get an open shot. The ball movement was off the chain. And every time he took a shot, he's always getting fouled. So he's got that slippery. So yeah, I mean, Jack has been playing well, but Jack, he was never supposed to be the starter. He's only a guy that takes over when somebody's hurt, which he's done. He's done well, but I mean, if you're looking at him, your number 1, and Frank, your number 2, like, it's not gonna work. At that point, I would throw him into the fire, let him learn.
Yeah.
But they're not doing that, so what's the best bet? Let Burke play. Let Burke kill it. I mean, how many alleys have the Knicks thrown this year?
Like 1.
Yeah, none to Porzingis. Like, the only ones that are thrown is Kyle O'Quinn or Beasley. Like, outside of that, I think Ntilikina, and I'm not shitting on Ntilikina. Like, the future with him is promising. And he's starting to show more fearlessness and aggression. His defense is, for the most part, solid. Like, sometimes just stellar. But I mean, he's not pushing the pace enough. And dude, we've got fucking guys that are 7 feet tall, that are athletic as hell, and hopefully Hernan Gomez plays more too. I mean, I think if Hornacek's gone, like, there's no reason why. I really want to know the real story behind that, because it's just weird how he had a solid year last year, and I know we were overcrowded at that position this year, but for him to get, like, no play, that's weird.
Yeah.
Like, and I thought that they would have a great relationship. I mean, like, but whatever, who knows? We don't see what's going on back there, but they play tomorrow. Who do they play? The Lakers? That should be a win. Hopefully they let this dude run wild. Is it another fucking Super League game?
No, it's 3:30, I believe.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, cool. All right, yeah, Sunday prime. Well, not prime time, but all right, that's cool. So get up early, do my thing, watch the game. Don't have to stay up till 10:30 for the app to not be working. I'm glad that wasn't just me. I was like, fuck, I thought there was something wrong with the cable. I'm glad Chris thinks that's funny. By the way, you guys should see Chris's haircut. It's looking sexier than ever.
No.
Yep, his sexy level's like at 9,000 right now. So he's keeping it hot for us in the winter. But yeah, so we'll be back. Oh yeah, again, make sure you check out comicbarcon.com. They have Facebook, they have Instagram, we're on Twitter. Comic Barcon's going down on February 10th at the Nutty Irishman Bar in Farmingdale, Long Island, from 12 to 7 p.m. on the 10th. We got music, we got comics, we've got art, we've got cosplay, we've got beer, we've got food. It's always a fun time. Definitely come through. Guys at Fat Guy Inc., Geek Ronin, and Beyond, and Successfully Failing, we are all tackling it to make it one of the most awesome comic bar cons ever. So, and we're hoping to bring it to the New York area, like Brooklyn, Manhattan. So, the more buzz we get with this, the Brooklyn Brewery might actually be at this show, which is pretty cool. So that's a big deal for any beer drinkers. And also, make sure you check out Sunset Park Tattoo Studios, 476 47th Street in Brooklyn, New York. We've got 5 awesome tattoo artists. We've got gift certificates available there. And if you're a veteran, you get 20% off your tattoo. So we do cover-ups, do realism, fine lines, new school, portraits, traditional, and they even fix other people's messes. So you could hit them up on Facebook or Instagram, Sunset Park Studio, and book your appointments. And any parting words, X?
Hug City still lives.
Right.
Alive.
X is sad. He needs a hug. So yeah, and free my dude Nick. Come back. We miss you.